Tax audits. Just hearing those two words can be a little nerve-wracking, right? But what if AI could change everything we think we know about them? That's exactly what we're diving into today. This isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. It's a real-world application of AI that's giving tax auditors, well, a genuine superpower. This quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. For decades, the old way of doing things has been slow, exhausting, and it's just bogged everything down. You've basically got a system buried under its own weight. So the big question is, how do you even begin to fix something like that? Okay, so before we jump into the cool AI solution, we really need to understand the problem itself. And believe me, it runs deep. We're not just talking about things being a little slow. The old way of auditing is fundamentally struggling to keep up with the sheer complexity of our modern financial world. I want you to just try and picture this for a second. Imagine you're an auditor. Your screen is filled with mountains of financial records, contracts, emails, transaction logs, you name it. And your job? Manually review all of it. The volume is just overwhelming. We are talking about a literal tsunami of data, and that tsunami is getting bigger every single year. And here's the thing. This isn't just a data problem. It's a human problem. Researchers have pinpointed this really dangerous feedback loop. It starts with a high workload, which, naturally, leads to stress and burnout. And what happens when people are stressed and tired? They make mistakes. That's what dysfunctional behavior means here. Crucial errors get made, little anomalies get missed. It's a vicious cycle that just undermines the entire system. So what's the answer? How do you break that cycle? Well, this brings us to the core of our explainer today. And I want to be super clear about this. AI is not here to replace the human auditor. It's here to be a revolutionary new tool, a powerful assistant. The best way to think about it is to picture a super-powered assistant, one that never gets tired, never gets bored, and can read, comprehend, and connect the dots across millions of documents in the time it takes you to sip your coffee. That's the whole idea here. It's all about augmenting human expertise, not making it obsolete. You know, AI is one of those buzzwords that gets thrown around so much it can be kind of vague. So let's get specific. We're going to break down the 3 key pieces of tech that make up this new auditor's toolkit. We're talking about LLMs, NLP, and ML. All right, first up, LLMs, or large language models. You've definitely heard of these. Think ChatGPT or Gemini. At their core, these things are language experts. They've been trained on, well, a massive chunk of the internet, so they get context, nuance, and structure. And that is absolutely perfect for digging through those super dense financial and legal documents. But, and this is really important, not all LLMs are created equal. You have your static LLMs, which work off a fixed set of data. They're great for specific tasks, like, say, a grammar check. Then you have dynamic LLMs. These are the ones that can access the internet in real time, so they can pull up the very latest tax code changes or generate reports with up-to-the-minute info. For an auditor, you're going to want both in your toolbox. Okay, so if LLMs are the language experts, then our next tool, NLP, is the language detective. Its whole job goes beyond just understanding words. It's designed to pull out specific, meaningful bits of information from all that messy, unstructured text you find in contracts and emails. So check this out. An auditor might be staring at a sentence just like this one. I mean, look at it. It's dense, it's packed with jargon, and it's probably buried on page 73 of a 100-page contract. Trying to find the key takeaway in there takes serious time and focus. But with NLP, bam, that wall of text gets instantly boiled down to this. Something simple, clear, and totally actionable. It just cuts right through all the noise to find the signal. Imagine the amount of time that saves. It's a game changer. And the stuff NLP can do is just incredible. It automatically yanks out names, dollar amounts, and tax codes. It spots inconsistencies between thousands of different documents. It recognizes keyword patterns linked to fraud in the past. And get this, it can even analyze the tone of an email to flag language that sounds a little defensive, something that might be worth a closer look. All right, the final piece of our AI toolkit, machine learning, or ML. If NLP is the detective, then ML is the master pattern spotter. You feed these algorithms tons of historical data, and they learn what normal looks like, and more importantly, what doesn't. And there are really 2 main flavors of this. First, you have supervised learning. Think of it like showing a detective mugshots of known criminals. You show the AI examples of past fraud, so it learns the telltale signs and can spot those same red flags in new files. Then there's unsupervised learning. This one's different. You just hand the AI a massive pile of tax returns and say, go find anything that looks weird. It starts grouping similar returns together, and anything that stands out as an outlier, boom, it gets flagged for a human to review. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But is it actually working in the real world? The answer is a huge yes. And for proof, we just have to look at a powerhouse example from the UK, the Connect system from HMRC. So Connect is this massive data analytics platform. It was built with one single purpose in mind: find tax evasion and fraud. Specifically, the kind of fraud that humans might miss because it involves connecting pieces of information that seem totally unrelated on the surface. So, the big question, has it been successful? Well, how does £3 billion in additional tax revenue sound? Yeah, not million, billion. £3 billion. That, right there, is the power of this technology when you use it at scale. It's just staggering. So you're probably wondering, how on earth does it do that? Well, Connect is a beast. It cross-references billions of data points. We're talking everything from bank interest and property records to vehicle registrations and investment info. It then compares all that lifestyle data to what a person actually declared as their income. So if you say you made 50 grand last year, but the system sees you bought 3 new luxury cars and a yacht, well, Connect is going to flag that discrepancy pretty much instantly. So all of this really points to the future, doesn't it? It's pretty clear this technology is here to stay. But the vision, the goal, isn't about robots taking over jobs. It's about creating a powerful partnership, a fusion of human expertise and machine intelligence. And this is a big but. We have to get this right. Doing this responsibly isn't an option, it's a necessity. And that comes down to 3 key non-negotiable principles. First, transparency. You have to be able to explain how the AI reached a conclusion to avoid bias. Second, data quality. It's simple: garbage in, garbage out. The AI is only as good as the data you feed it. And finally, and this is maybe the most important one, this is a tool to augment human judgment, not replace the irreplaceable critical thinking of an expert. And all of that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Right now, AI is an amazing assistant, but as it gets smarter, more powerful, more capable, where do we draw that line? The line between a tool that assists a decision and one that makes the decision itself. That's the huge challenge, and frankly, the conversation we all need to be having as we step into this new era.